In today's video, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the Nike Vomero Plus. I've had it for a couple of weeks now and done some various running in it. So I'm just going to go over some specs and then let you know what it was like to run in. The price is £155 here in the UK. You can find it on discount on the Nike website, and I'm sure there's some other places that have it on discount at the moment. I kind of compare it to the Evo SL, even though they're kind of much different shoes. So the Evo SL is a little bit cheaper at £130. The sample size weight is 292 grams, which is a US 9. I've got here a UK 12, which weighs in at 364 grams in the left shoe and 361 grams in the right shoe. Now, I had run in it before I weighed it, so it may have been holding some moisture and maybe some extra weight with dirt on the bottom, but that's kind of around the weight. The stack in the back is listed as 45 mils and in the front 35 mils for a 10 mil drop, and I did notice that in the run as well. It is a max cushion shoe for your daily running, but you can also pick up the pace in this. So it may be an option for a do-it-all shoe for somebody who just wants one shoe to even race in and just do everything during the week. It could be a good option. And it is not a stability shoe, but we'll get onto that a bit later on. The laces are quite long. I don't generally double knot my shoes, but I had to in these. So if you are wanting to do the runner's knot or the lace locking method, you should have plenty of lace to do that. I don't know if it's just because I've got the UK 12 or not, but the laces are quite long. The ankle collar is really padded. I'm not too fussed about how padded ankle collars are. I just find it kind of adds a lot of weight and kind of gets annoying, but it is really comfortable if you like having a bit of padding around the ankle. And this is meant to be kind of the next generation Invincible because they've cancelled that line. So there is no heel slip as well, which I found in my Invincible 3s. My heel slipped for the first maybe couple hundred kilometers, and then after a while it stopped, but this one I had no problems at all. The upper is an engineered mesh like normal. It is dual layer, it looks, and it's quite breathable, but it is quite cold here at the moment, so I've had no problems with overheating and it seems breathable enough. And the midsole is full slab of Zoom X, which is honestly, it's so great, super bouncy and plush, and I feel like there's enough cushion to where it protects the legs, but it's not too mushy like some other midsoles like Fuel Cell. I find I sink in too much, and it's really protective, but you feel like you're working a lot harder to even kind of get to easy kind of recovery paces. So this definitely feels really nice. And on the outsole, it is basically full rubber coverage. There is really thick, almost trail lugs on it. They're probably only a millimeter or so, but it's definitely a lot more tread than you would normally have on kind of daily trainers. And I find the rubber very firm as well. It's not kind of soft and tacky. So to me, it doesn't feel like the traction is as good unless there's kind of a rough surface for it to bite on. I feel like because the rubber's so firm, it feels like it slides a little bit. It doesn't kind of grip as well, but the traction was okay, but on some smoother, wet surfaces, it didn't feel like it was gripping as well as I would like it to. In terms of sizing, I went true to my Nike size, which is a UK 12, and it fits fine. I normally try and have about a thumb's width between the end of my big toe and the end of the shoe, and that's about where it is in this shoe as well. I did notice that there is a fair bit of room in the forefoot, but there was no sliding around or anything, so it's quite comfortable, but it is noticeable. So if you do have quite a wide forefoot, then you should be good. And the fit in the midfoot is a little bit snug, but quite good. If you are wide foot, I think you should be okay, but Nike shoes do get kind of narrow in the midfoot sometimes, so probably best to try it on if you can. And the extra padding around the heel collar makes it feel like quite snug in there. I don't normally like feeling too tight in my kind of race uppers even. All my daily trainers, I kind of like it feeling a little loose. I don't really tighten my shoes too tight. Probably not ideal, but it still feels nice to run in. So I've done a fair few runs in this since I've got them, and I did a couple of workouts just to see kind of how they perform at different paces. Other than that, I've mainly been using it for easy runs and recovery runs. I'll pop up on the screen some of the paces kind of that I run, my PB paces and stuff, so you kind of have something for reference. And I'm going to go over kind of how it felt at those paces when I was running in them. At recovery paces, when I first laced it up, went out for a run, it felt a bit firmer than I expected. I thought it was going to feel a little bit softer, and that's kind of the feeling I had with the Magmax Nitro, the Puma. So I don't run in that much anymore, but after a while this did start to break in and feel a lot more cushioned, but it may feel a little bit firmer than you would expect for Zoom X when you get out there on the first run. But at that recovery pace, it did feel protective, and after a while of getting into it, I did feel a little bit of bounce back. And at easy paces, you do start to feel a little bit more bounce back, and it starts to feel a bit more alive. It starts to feel really smooth kind of at that easy pace, and as you're starting to pick up the pace, it was really nice to run in. And my heart rate stayed kind of where I would expect it, going the pace that I was going for any shoe as well. I don't feel like I'm working too hard to get to pace in this, so it wasn't too bad. Now, I did a 20-minute tempo in this, which was kind of between my marathon and half marathon pace, and I just thought I would try and give it a go at that pace because that's kind of what I use the Evo SL for. Basically do it all shoe, and I use it for my speed sessions, my tempo sessions, my easy runs, my recovery runs, and I just wanted to see how this would perform at like a threshold pace. It is a little bit heavier than the Evo SL, but during those paces or intervals, I don't feel like it's as heavy as it actually is. You don't notice it as much. And I feel like at that pace, it rolls through the foot strike really nice. You get a nice bounce back. Towards the end of the rep or the 20-minute tempo, I didn't feel like I was having to put in a lot of effort with this shoe. It still was performing really well. It didn't feel like it was not giving anything back, or I didn't feel like I was having to work so hard to keep a pace. It felt really nice at that tempo pace. And I did a short session kind of about that 3K, 5K pace in them, and I expected it to feel quite heavy, clunky, and not really that nice at those paces, but it really surprised me. It was really smooth through the foot strike. It didn't feel heavy to turn over, and while you can do those sessions, I wouldn't really recommend doing those sessions in it. There's far better shoes for that, but it can handle it. So even if it's a shoe that you work in, you can wear all day, and then you're going out for a run after work and you just want to have that one pair, you could go out for a session in it, take it away on holiday, and that's the one shoe. You can get it done. It's probably not the best shoe for it, but it definitely can handle it, and I was quite surprised. Something to note about the stability, a lot of the roads around here are not that smooth, and there are little holes or cracks in them, and I did notice some stability issues when running on the pavement and on the road. So if you do step on the side of a crack or something and there's a little bit of a dip, it did feel a little bit unstable, so you want to make sure that you don't have too many problems with like stability. You don't need a stability shoe. It is quite a wide platform, but I did notice it a fair bit, so your ankles do need to work to kind of stay strong to make sure you don't roll your ankle. But that was, it happened a little bit, but not too much to where it's going to be a huge issue. But it is something to keep in mind if you do run on uneven surfaces quite a bit. But to sum it up, it is a great shoe at $155 if you can get it cheaper, which I believe it's still on sale on Nike.com at the point of recording this video, so definitely check them out. I'll probably continue to use it as an easy day, recovery day shoe. I don't think I'll be doing workouts in it. I enjoy the Evo SL far too much for those speedier workouts, and I think it's a better all-round shoe. But it's nice to see that Nike are coming back with some shoes and really trying to get back in the game. This one is honestly a great shoe, so I would highly recommend picking it up. And those people that are regulars to the channel, you'll know that I'm loving Adidas at the moment. So for me to say that a Nike shoe is really good and performs really well is, yeah, it's quite big. So I do recommend it, but for me, I would rather spend £25 less and get an Evo SL. I know that can go to 1200K because I've done it in 2 pairs, And I don't know how this will hold up, but durability seems great, and the Zoom X in it doesn't feel too soft where it'll bottom out too quickly. But yeah, I'm going to stick to this as an easy day, recovery day shoe, protect the legs, and then I'll use something a bit faster for those workouts. And let me know in the comments if I've missed anything. I'm sure there probably is plenty of things that I've missed, but I've gone over kind of my quick thoughts. And let me know if you're going to pick up a pair or if you already have and what you think of them. And I hope your running is going well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.